So welcome. I'm glad that you're here. This recording is for everybody, not just Tarot Explorers Club members, because we would love to have you join us if you're not already a Tarot Explorers Club member. In fact, we would love to have you join us so much that I want to offer you a free full month of trying it out because I think it's so fantastic and I think that you would love it. And so if you're not already a Tarot Explorer Club's member, I will put a link to joining us free for a month below. And I'm really glad that you're here. I think that these changes are going to be, I'm excited about them. I hope that you all be excited about them too, because I think these changes that I have planned for us are going to help us to go deeper. We're going to shake up the format a little bit, and we're going to have some new things to be working with and working on. And thank you, those of you who are Tarot Explorers Club members, so much for answering the questions on my survey, continuing your support and your input and your ideas, and keep them coming, because this is your group and your community, and I want to make it the best that it can be to serve your needs. And so do keep those coming. And I've incorporated all the ideas that I could possibly incorporate into this new plan. And if you have more suggestions, I'm going to recommend putting those in the Tarot Together Explorers Club community forum. I made a special part in there just for suggestions and questions, and so I'll be checking in there daily, and that way all those suggestions can stay together, and when I want to refer back to them, then they'll be right there. So that's a great place to put them, and I'll put a link to that below also. So exciting changes. Here's what's changing. You know, when we used to meet in person, one of the things that we did that we found that we just couldn't squeeze into our Explorers Club on the Zoom meetings was doing a focus card. And so shaking up the format a little bit is going to allow us to have a focus card each month. And I'm excited about that because it's going to help us to delve in more deeply to the tarot and the cards and the meanings and how those meanings and how that tarot connects to our lives specifically. So here's what's coming up, the changes. So monthly, we're going to have a focus card. We'll be having a new spread for paired readings, as we have been having. You may see one of those spreads come back around eventually, because I do have my favorites, and I want to make sure that everybody has a chance to experience those. But generally, there'll be a new spread each month for paired readings. We're going to have a focus card, and sometimes I will choose a focus card if there's one that's just standing out to me that seems like it's a card that really matches up well with the time of year or maybe with world events. That's a card I'll probably pull out and make our focus card for the month. But if you have a card that you would like to see us do as a focus card, again, put that in the suggestions portion of the Tarot Explorers Club community, and we will make sure that we get to that card. And sometimes if there's a few suggestions, I may just send out a poll or send out a survey and say, hey, here's some suggested cards. I don't have one that I feel strongly about this month. What do you guys think? And you choose the card for the month. So I want to make sure that we're exploring those cards. And so I will also be giving the card of the month that we're exploring. I'm going to be doing a meditation, an audible meditation that you can listen to at home, that you can, for those of you who want to, you can go more deeply into that card just by closing your eyes, and I'll talk about it a little bit. And there's some instructions for path working with the card. I really encourage you to do that. I'll talk more about that in a minute. And we're going to have themes, the themes that surround each card. You know, each tarot card has several themes that go along with it because it has several different possible meanings. And so we're going to take those themes and we're going to run with them during the month. And I'm going to create spreads and challenges around those particular themes to take us deeper into the themes and deeper into the card each month. And weekly, you're going to be getting a lot more content from me on a weekly basis. Each week, on Monday, you're going to receive in your email inbox the new Tarot Explorers Wayfinder Gazette. And that Gazette is going to contain weekly readings from me, weekly challenges for you to help you explore the tarot card that we're focusing on, and maybe even to go a little bit deeper into the deck itself. We'll have spreads again that are related to the focus card or to the theme, to explore those a little bit more deeply. The idea is going to be to look at the deck and look at the cards from a new perspective and see how they connect with our lives and life in general. So we're going to meet 4 times. We're going to meet each weekly, and they're going to be a little bit different. The second and the fourth week is going to be our regular Tarot Explorers Club, where we have warm-ups and we do either paired readings or the round robin, the Explorers Circle readings. And then the other 2, starting on the first weekend of the month, we're going to do a kickoff, similar to this kickoff, where I'm going to announce the focus card. We may do a live reading. We'll have maybe some activity that's associated with the focus card. We want to, I think that I called this group Tarot Together, and I called my website Tarot Together because I really feel like that's one of the things that has always stood out to me about learning the tarot. You can read as many books as you want to, and you can read for yourself as much as you want to, and that's great, that's fulfilling, but it is not the same as doing it with a group of people. The depth of insight that you gain in doing tarot with a group of people is far beyond anything that you can gain yourself, I believe. I mean, that's what I've found anyway. I've always been amazed. When we were meeting in person, I would walk around table to table when people were reading for one another and just kind of listen in a little bit. And I was always so delighted and amazed at how much I learned from people who maybe it was their first time there reading tarot, because we all come from different perspectives. We all bring different insights, and we all have things that we associate different symbols with, and therefore the tarot cards expand in meaning with reading with other people. And so I think that's a real benefit to this particular group. And so I want to make sure that each time we meet, we are doing something together to help deepen our insights. So the first week, short live cast with me giving you the focus card and some activities around that. Second week, our usual Tarot Explorers Club, and that will be on the second weekend. So plan on the first 3 weeks are going to be on the weekend. The fourth week is going to be a weekday evening. I appreciate, again, all of you who filled out the survey. As I expected, everybody put, what days and times work best for them, and they were all over the place, and there was really no winner. No pattern. So some people said they like morning in the weekend. Some people said they like afternoon in the weekends. And so I'm going to try and mix up the morning and the afternoons and the weekends so that everybody has a chance to be comfortable coming when they want to come. So first week, announcements and activities. Second week, Tarot Explorers Club, as usual, doing our usual warm-ups with activity. Third week, we're going to do something I want to call Tarot Explorers Adventure Quest. And this is really a chance for us to take what we've been working on the first half of the month and go even deeper and discuss and share our insights with one another on what it is that we're coming to learn about the card and how it associates with our lives and with life in general, and with the community. So that's going to be really fun. We're going to have lots of good activities that are going to be different on the Adventure Quest weekend, and that's the third weekend of the month. And then on the fourth week, we're going to meet on a weeknight evening, either a Monday, a Tuesday, or a Thursday, and that's usually probably going to be around 7 o'clock and run a couple of hours, and usually about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how long your group takes to do the activities, because we'll just do a warm-up again and our regular Tarot Explorers Club activities. So that's what's in store. That's the changes. I think it's going to be fun and wonderful. We're going to really ramp up the Tarot Explorers Club community forum in the members area. That's where I'm going to ask you to post your insights. I'm going to post spreads there and ask you to, if you did a spread associated with the card, the focus card, if you wouldn't mind sharing it there. And that way we really start to build that community and have some references for ourselves and for new members coming in as well. what you're going to need. You are going to need a tarot journal. Please do have a tarot journal. There's going to be, many times things that I would love for you to explore in your journal to go a little bit deeper. And that keeps it as a reference and a resource for you as well as something to refer back to then when we meet at the Adventure Quest. If you've got your notes, then you might remember something that you wanted to share with the group. I'll put that link down below also. Ideally, if you could download the Kajabi app. The Kajabi app on your phone. It looks like this with a K, Kajabi. And when you do that, your Explorers Club is right there on your phone. And then if you would also adjust your notifications for your Explorers Club so that, and I'll put a link to how to adjust your notifications to actually in the first Wayfinders Gazette on Monday. Tomorrow I'll put a link there on how to adjust your notifications so you can make them right for you. I like to have mine so my notifications come up on my phone and they come up in email, so I see it one way or the other. And usually the notifications that I'm going to send out to you are going to be announcements that are the Wayfinders Gazette was just released, on Mondays, and hey, we're meeting in an hour. Hope you can join us. Basically, those are my notifications I'm going to give for you. So if you have those turned on, then you'll get those notifications. Also, please do make sure that your emails from me via Kajabi are approved so that they aren't going into your spam box. You might just double check on that and make sure that you are receiving those. All right, so for the month of July, we are kicking it off with a card that to me represents summer. The days are hot, the days are long, and I don't know about you, but I could use some optimism right now. And so there was one card that stood out to me completely about, what card should we have this month? Can you guess which one it is? It's the Sun card. So this is our card for the month of July, and we are going to explore all the different themes that are associated, not all the different themes, we couldn't possibly get through those in a month, but we are going to explore some of the many themes that are associated with this card, like illumination and optimism and inner child work and empowerment and rebirth and triumph and success and joy and clarity and all those wonderful things. So I am recording this after I've already done it with the group that was here earlier this morning because I forgot to turn on the recording. So what we did this morning, and I'm going to encourage you to do this if you didn't do it with us here this morning, is to pull your Sun card out of your deck and lay it down so you can look at it, and then ask your tarot deck to show you what the Sun card has to teach you. And then shuffle your deck and draw 2 cards. And then interpret those cards together. They're telling a story together about what the Sun card has to teach you. I'll be very interested to know what you get. So if you do this, please do, and then write your results below. I would love to hear from you about what you drew and what you think the Sun card has to teach you about, depending on what those 2 cards are that you drew. And then I talked about path working. Now, some of you have taken tarot classes with me, and so you know what path working is. But if you haven't taken a tarot class with me, I'm going to tell you what path working is. And I put the instructions for path working in the member community under resources. So the instructions are all written out, but I'll tell you right now what they are. And I encourage you for the focus card for the month to go through a path working with that card. And that means that you take some time, set aside some time when you will not be interrupted. Set your environment up however you like. I, of course, always like to light a candle. And then take some time, and you're going to take your card out and you're going to look at it. And you're going to imagine that the border that surrounds this card is a doorway. And you're going to let your imagination run wild. No censoring in this activity. Everything is a message. And so you're going to soften your gaze on the card and take some time first to ground yourself and do some deep breathing. And then imagine yourself stepping through that doorway, leaving your world behind and entering the world of this image, what's here. And so when you enter that doorway, imagine, how does it change? How's the feeling in the air change? What smells do you smell when you walk through the door? I smell horses' sweat, and I smell hot mowed grass, and I smell, what do you smell? What do you hear? I hear some flies buzzing around and some bees and the clover down under the horse's foot. So what do you hear? And these types of things. What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you see? What do you feel? All of these instructions, again, are in the Explorers Club members area under resources. And so you go around and you can embody characters. You can be the child riding the horse. How does it feel to be on the horse? How does it feel to be a child outside in the sun in the summertime? You could be the horse. How does it feel to be the horse with a child on your back? Or you could even just talk to these characters and communicate with them. Hey there, little guy, a little androgynous child. How are you doing today? What brings you outside? Hey, is that a blanket that you brought out because maybe you were going to be cold? Do you think? Did you plant those sunflowers? Oh, those are awesome sunflowers. I might go over and I might touch the prickly stems of the sunflowers and think about sunflowers for a moment and how they turn their heads towards the sun. You can see that this takes a while, and it really takes you into the card, and it really helps create a deep connection with the card, which is so important. And that's really what we want to do each month, is to have a card that you have a deep connection with, because that's how you become really a very proficient tarot reader, is by having these deep connections with these cards. And so after you do your path working and you explore the symbols, you explore what's in the images, you explore how it smells, how it feels, and all of the things about the card, then imagine turning around before you go out and you see the doorway back to your own world. And what do you see around the doorway? What does this child see? What is the child facing? So when you turn back around to leave, you see what the child is facing and imagine what it is. What is there? A house there? Is it a field? Is it a village? What's there? And take then, when you are leaving, you see your own world through that doorway again, and you step back through the threshold of the doorway into your own world. Take all of that with you, and then open your journal, your tarot journal, and write down your experience. Any associations or insights that you had about the card, take some time and write about it. And this is how you really develop a relationship with the tarot and with a card. So that's your homework for today. And tomorrow I'm going to give you some more challenges with the Sun card and the themes surrounding it. So watch for your Wayfinders Gazette coming in your email tomorrow with some more challenges. And thank you so much for being part of this. And for those of you again who are not yet Tarot Explorers Club members, please join us free for a month just to try it out. We know you'll love it. And we would love having you be part of our community. Thank you.